Hello everybody, welcome to the video. I hope you're all doing great. And today I have a little bit of a different video for y'all. I'm going to be talking about the AI in Fractured Hole and explaining it a little bit, because as you all know, it does some pretty weird and wacky things in the game and it kinda doesn't really make any sense. So I'm going to explain that in this video today, and you can see my screen here. I'm going to open up this video here so I can show you some of the problems in the game, which I think you're all familiar with. But we're going to start with this video here by Nichole, and it will be linked in the description if you want to check it out. So as we can see here, you could see the toolshed moved, but he didn't attack the new kit even though it is in range. And toolshed in his game in Civil War 4 is well known for skipping a lot of his turns and not really doing anything. And you might have at one point wondered, well, why does he do that? And I know why, because I have fixed the issue myself. So I'm going to show you and explain to you why he does that. But before I do that, there's another timestamp here that I wanted to show you as well. So as you can see, he attacks there, but as you can see, he's targeting Backstory U and also the new kit, and this doesn't make any sense obviously, because from his position he can't hit them both. He would have to move up, but he doesn't, as you can see. So obviously toolshed is a bit broken, and I think most people know that. But you have probably noticed that in Civil War 2 he does attack most of the time. He uses his double screw and his healing power, but in Civil War 4 he rarely attacks. He doesn't use his power 2 and 3 at all, and his power 1 only sometimes. So I'm going to show you why using the in-game files, which I have open right here. And as you can see, this is toolshed's power 1. Now there are multiple of them, but this is the one used by the body, and also Civil War 4 toolshed uses this one. So there are multiple parts to the AI and to make it work in the game. The first is evaluation data, which we can see right here, and the second thing is the tuning. As you can see, it has tuning, and tuning is basically things like damage, cooldown, and range. There are also other parameters like who it can hit, if it targets only one actor, if it has a rush type, all of these fun things that I can mess around with, or you can too. And basically, as you can see, the evaluation data is basically the instructions for the character, for the AI on how to use the power. So as you can see, it has this evaluation data called one target. Now the name is irrelevant, but it just called that to be more simple, obviously. So as you can see, it has a priority of 30 and minimum affected targets 1. So combine that with this one here that has 2 targets and a priority of 40, you can see that the AI is basically being told, if you can hit 2 targets, do that, but if you can't, then do 1, and if you can hit 3, then hit 3. So it has this priority system where the higher the priority, then it will do that action first. And as you can see, every power has this. All of them have it. So then what's the problem? Why isn't toolshed using his powers most of the time? Well, the problem is actually not in the instructions, but in the tuning, as I found recently. So now on the surface this looks totally fine. What's the problem? Well, it's the targeting type. It's set to actor. But if you look at my modded version, I have it set to location. And I'm going to go in the game and just demonstrate to you that he does indeed use this. Okay, so we are in Civil War 2 now, Civil War 4. I'm going to move the Coon up here.
They'll want to apply some light pressure to those wounds. I'm counting on you, partner.
And I'm going to move the new kit here. And you
Time to show
can
off my
see
tool set.
Toolshed attacks the Coon no problem. Normally he doesn't really do that very often. And you can see the targeting was perfectly normal. He wasn't targeting someone else. Okay. So now you know one part of the puzzle on why the AI is stupid, but not really stupid. It has incorrect or wrong power tuning, and the developers just never fixed it for some reason. And this is also the case for Civil War 2 Toolshed. You probably know that he skips his turn sometimes. That's because his drill slinger is also set to target actor when it should be location. And again, you can see here, that's what I changed it to. Now, his power 2, you can see it also has instructions, but he never uses it in Civil War 4. And again, if you look in the tuning, you can see that LOS check is disabled, which I think stands for line of sight check. So I assume that the AI is just set to not check for any characters that are hittable with this move. But again, as you can see, I changed that to true. And if you've played my mod, you already know that he uses his double screw very often. Now what about his power 3, his Revitoton 9000? Well, it has its tuning is perfectly fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But he also never uses power in Civil War 4, which makes that challenge a lot easier because it's one less healer. But you might have wondered, well, why doesn't he use it? And it looks perfectly fine, the instructions. You can see it says if the target has less than 99% HP but more than 1%, then use it on them. But this is actually a problem that it's not really obvious, but having 2 health checks, it breaks the AI for some reason. And I don't know why it doesn't. I don't know why it breaks it, but I know that I disabled this one, the second, and he uses it. If you've probably seen it if you've played the mod. But if you play the normal game, you know that he never uses it. Never, ever, ever. If someone has seen him use it in the normal game, let me know. I would be curious to see it. And so that brings me to the ultimate. I think if you use inspection mode in the normal game on Toolshed in Civil War 4, I think you can see that he has his ultimate, but again he doesn't use it. And if you look in the file, you can see there is no evaluation data. So the AI just has no instructions on how to use this power, and that's really it. No other reason. Now, one last thing that I want to throw in is a bonus, is that you might have noticed sometimes Humankind uses his Jetstream power to heal someone who is already at full health, and this obviously makes no sense. And if you look in the evaluation data, you can see that it says if the target has less than 100% HP, heal them. And so you can see, you might be thinking like, what was the problem? Well, the problem is that it says less than percentage, but it's actually less than or equal. So he will heal anyone who is at or below 100% HP. And that's why he uses that in Civil War 3 and 4. He heals people at full health, which is kind of stupid. So there you go, that's really all there is to it. A lot of people think that the AI is stupid in this game, but it really isn't. It's just a combination of bad instructions and also incorrect tunings that cause the AI to not understand how to use a power. Now, it's definitely not perfect, but as you can see, a lot of it is fixable, and I have fixed it. And if you play the mod, you already know that. But I wanted to share this so maybe people understand why the AI is broken. Or not really broken, but it does stupid things. and the developers never fixed it for some reason. I don't know why, because the fixes are extremely easy. But that's really all there is to it. So to conclude, is the AI stupid? No, not really. It just has bad instructions sometimes and broken powers. That's really all there is to it. So I hope you enjoyed and maybe you learned something new. Thank you all for watching, and peace.